See, and now that I'm officially done with college, I'm able to look back and tell you all the things that nobody tells you about freshman year. So if you want to know the reality of freshman year, I got you. So the first thing that I want to touch on is the grossness of freshman year. I don't think people really hit on this enough or explain it. So the first thing is you're sharing a very small dorm room with 2 to 3 other people. Now you already know that you have nasty burps and farts and all that fun stuff. Well, now imagine all that nastiness from 2 to 3 other people. Now imagine that in a small room with maybe 2 windows, not a lot of ventilation, and days on days and days on end of that growing and accumulating. Yeah, it's nasty. It is so incredibly important that you are bringing candles, that you are bringing some type of diffuser. I know a lot of colleges do not allow candles, but let me tell you, a lot of freshmen do use them. It is a way of getting all that nasty smells out of the room. So I definitely recommend bringing some type of fragrance. You don't want to overpower with perfumes or cologne or anything, but you definitely want to have some solutions for all the nastiness that is going to go down in your room. So now that we've talked about the nastiness that's going to be inside your room, let's move a little bit outwards. So next we have communal showers and bathrooms. In my college, there was an occasion where there was feces inside of a shower. Yes, that is extremely gross, and no, this is not going to happen on a normal occasion, but it just might because colleges are nasty. Freshmen are nasty. If this does happen, you will have to report it to either an RA or a janitor, and it is really gross and it's so disrespectful for the person that has to clean it up, but I want to prepare you for the absolute nasty situation that's going to happen. The last thing that I want to hit on when it comes to all this grossness is the overall smell of the campus, the smell of cannabis. You are going to smell this quite a lot walking down dorm hallways, walking across campus, but just know that this might be a normal thing that you smell on an everyday basis. So now that I've talked about all the nastiness that is college, let's get into some other stuff because it's not all gross. So the second thing I'm going to talk on is something that I think you need to start preparing for, and this has to go overall with adjusting, mental health, and all of that important stuff. Going into college as a freshman is such a humongous change, and it's going to be very, very hard to handle. I don't think people talk about how big this change is. A lot of people go through internal depression, anxiety, a lot of emotional stuff that they do not feel comfortable sharing out loud. But let me tell you, talking with so many friends, going through this myself, it is incredibly normal to feel a lot of overburdened feelings. One, you're socially adjusting to a new environment. You're socially adjusting to not having the same comforts such as your family, your friends, everyday things such as having your own room. All of these things that were maybe normal are going to suddenly not be there on a normal day basis, and it's going to be hard. First of all, the adjustment is going to take a lot longer than you think. For me, it took all the way to my sophomore year to really find that friend group, to really get out and really love college. For some people, it's going to hit right away. For some, it's going to take half the year. For others, it's going to take a year, if not more than a year. A lot of adjustments and acclimations are incredibly hard to handle, so know that it's okay to feel these feelings and that you're going to eventually get through it. The third thing I'm going to talk about is just the reality of germs on campus. You're going to get sick a lot. You're probably used to that in high school, but now that you're in college, you're with probably 10 times the amount of people. So there's a lot of people, a lot of places for germs to be going around, and so it's really easy to get sick. One of my good friends, she said she got sick 5 times within the first month of being on campus. So prepare for this in different ways. Bring hand sanitizer, wash your hands, try not to be avidly drinking after people. I know it's a common thing, a lot of people do drink after one another in college parties, but try to be somewhat aware of it because this is going to make you sick a lot more. So the fourth thing I'm going to talk about is not for everyone, but I want to get it out there. Lots of people are virgins. Do not go into college thinking that you need to be a certain way or be doing certain things. Everybody is completely different. You are not going to be the only one, and if you are not a virgin, you're also not going to be the only one. College has a wide variety of sexual practices, and there's going to be many people who abstain and others that don't. And don't try to put yourself in a certain bubble just because of what's going around. Be true to who you are. A lot of people try to highlight these different aspects because they think it's important in a college environment. But one, that doesn't mean it's true. Two, it doesn't mean that that's who you need to be or what you need to do. And third, don't ever feel ashamed of your body count, of if you're abstaining, if it's for religious practice. Be confident because it's your body and you get to choose what you do with it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. So stay true to you and just be who you are. The fifth thing I want to mention is go to class for at least a whole month before you start skipping. I know a lot of college students tend to skip more classes because one, they can learn better on their own, and two, they just don't want to go. If that is you, I've heard from a lot of my friends and from a lot of other people that it is super important for your first year of college to go for that whole month that you're there, because you want to make sure, one, that you can get away with it, two, you're not missing anything important, and three, you're getting the whole sense of what class is. And it's really important to make sure you're staying on track academically, socially for that first month. So it's going to be very essential that you go. If you're a freshman in college and a lot of your friends are skipping right away, don't follow their patterns just because it might be destructive in the long run. Make sure you know at the end of the day that this is what you can do and that this is going to be a good decision. So go for a while until you feel things out. The last thing I'm going to mention, and the most important thing, is that you are in the process of self-discovery. Your freshman year, you're going to feel lost, you're going to feel alone, but I promise you that college is the time to learn who you are as a person. You're in the very beginning process. You're gonna go through the tough aspect of it your freshman year, but with each week, with each month, and with each year, you're gonna learn more about yourself. A lot of opinions, perspectives, new knowledge is gonna come at you, and you are going to learn so much. You're gonna have the chance to develop those opinions that are in the process. You're gonna have a chance to really learn you and what makes you tick. But it's badass that you get to experience this amazing process. Freshman year is going to be tough, it's going to be nasty, it's going to be so fun, but at the end of the day, you're going to make experiences of a lifetime. You're going to meet people who are going to stay in your life forever. You're going to learn such amazing things that you've never even thought of before, and it's going to shape who you are days to come. I hope these 6 things were helpful for you and something you perhaps have never heard about. If you've ever gone through one of these circumstances or it is beneficial later on your freshman year, please let me know. I would love to hear your stories. And also, if there's something that I forgot to include, please leave it in the comment section. Let's make this an amazing thread of ways we can help our fellow first years in college. I hope this was at all helpful, and thank you for watching.